Hello everyone. Welcome back to our channel, US Immigration News. We hope you're doing great. Well, in today's video, we will be talking about Indian Americans running for US Congress to promise immigration reform. In a bold move that reflects the growing diversity of American political representation, an Indian American candidate is making waves in the race for Congress. With a platform centered on immigration reform, this candidate aims to address the pressing challenges faced by millions of immigrants while advocating for policies that foster inclusivity and economic growth. As the election approaches, their commitment to reforming the immigration system is not only resonating with voters but also shining a spotlight on the critical need for a more equitable approach to immigration policy in the United States. If you are interested in this, so to get all the information, pay attention and watch the video through to the end. Please hit like and subscribe, and don't forget to push the notification bell for an upcoming video. So without any further delay, let's jump into the video. A young Indian American running for US House of Representatives and most likely to win the November general elections has promised to work on a comprehensive immigration reform with a focus on legal immigration and strengthening of economy by helping small businesses. We want to make sure we have a strong economy in the United States. This area's suburbs of Washington, D.C. and Virginia in particular is right outside of Washington, D.C. We have a lot of federal workers that we want to protect. We want to make sure that we grow businesses and have a plan to address the high costs of living right now and rising costs. We know that's something happening all over the country. We want to make sure we have a good economy, Suhas Subramanyam told PTI in an interview. Currently a Virginia State Senator, Subramanyam, 38, is running on a Democratic ticket from the 10th Congressional District of Virginia. If elected, he would be joining the Samosa caucus in the Congress, which currently comprises 5 Indian Americans: Amy Bera, Raja Krishnamurthy, Ro Khanna, Pramila Jayapal, and Shri Thanadar. We are running for the U.S. Congress to represent an area right outside of Washington, D.C., the Dulles Airport area. We feel very confident that we can win this election as long as everyone comes out and votes. We'd be the first Indian American candidate ever elected to Congress from the entire East Coast in the South of the United States. We have 5 right now in Congress, and I would be the 6th, and I think we're hoping that having a seat at the table will mean good things for our community, he said. Subramanyam said he would address the issue of immigration. You know, people are talking about the borders. Here we'll have secure borders and we'll invest in that. We also need to look at legal immigration and what we can do for people who have H-1 billion visas and are trying to get a green card but have to wait 10 to 15 years. We have a very antiquated system with country quotas, he said. We'd like to see us address that because we think there are some countries in particular like India that have so much talent that can be a big part of our economic future and contribute a lot to America. We see them living in my neighborhood in Virginia, and we see the struggles and want to make sure we address that in a meaningful way, he said. Calling for a comprehensive immigration reform, Subramanyam said this needs to address both border security along with other issues as well. If we do all that once, that would be the best way. Short of that, if that is being held up by fighting and controversy, then at least let's try to address some of the country quotas, or at least try to change the status of some of the workers who are here, who are doing the right things. Whether it's 5 or 10 years, if they're here for a certain period, they should be able to change their status so that they don't have to leave the country if there's a situation where they have to renew their status, or maybe they get fired. So we want to make sure that we are looking at this from a comprehensive way, but at least addressing the low-hanging fruit, which everyone tends to agree on, the Indian American state legislator said. Subramanyam's parents arrived in the U.S. through Dulles Airport in the late 70s. Dulles Airport was like Ellis Island, and when they came here they wanted a better life. We never imagined that someone like me named Suhas Subramanyam could be in the U.S. Congress. But we want to make that a reality, and it starts with people coming out and voting in Virginia in November, he said. My mom came from Bengaluru and my dad's from Chennai. He spent a lot of time in Secunderabad as well because his father was in the military, so there was a military base there. They decided to come here to build a good life. My mother in particular really liked the idea of becoming a physician in America, he said. She and my father met in medical school in Bengaluru and then came out here in the late 70s. They just taught me a couple of values. 1, service is very important, giving back, making a good life. Education is also important. One of the things they also wanted me to do was make sure we stayed in touch with my Indian roots as well. So we would go back to India in the summer all the time. We still have family there. It's very important to me to continue that heritage and not run just because I'm an Indian American, but we have a lot of ideas we want to do, but run being proud of my background, my heritage, he said. Responding to a question, Subramanyam advocated for a strong India-US relationship. The US-India relationship is so important because India is one of the most important democracies on earth. And so we want to make sure we have a good relationship with other democracies in the global sphere, he said. The US and India have a naturally strong relationship. A lot of Indian Americans live here. We have a large Indian diaspora. A lot of Indian students come here to study. And a lot of us companies have offices in India. We have a strong economic partnership. We think now we can start to look at what a defense partnership could mean and how we can work together on technology transfer. on just having common strategic defense goals. We think that will be a very important relationship for both countries in the long term. And we think it's something that, even setting aside the fact that we are an American, is something that we think will be good for our country moving forward, he said. As this Indian-American candidate takes their campaign for Congress to the next level, their promise of immigration reform stands as a beacon of hope for many who seek a fairer and more humane system. By prioritizing the voices of immigrant communities and advocating for meaningful change, they embody the values of diversity and inclusion that are essential to the American identity. As voters prepare to head to the polls, the candidate's vision for a reformed immigration system will undoubtedly play a pivotal role in shaping the future of both their campaign and the broader conversation around immigration in America. That is all for today in this video. What are your thoughts on this? Please let us know in the comments section below. Thanks for watching the entire video. Hopefully the information is useful to you. See you later in the next video. Till then, take care.
Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel US Immigration News. We hope you are doing great. Well, in today's video, we will be talking about Indian Americans running for US Congress to promise immigration reform. A young Indian American, Suhas Subramanyam, is running for the US House of Representatives, and his campaign is gaining momentum as the November elections approach. Currently serving as a Virginia State Senator, Subramanyam, 38, is focused on a comprehensive immigration reform that emphasizes legal immigration and economic growth through a support for small businesses. As a campaign aims to resonate with the resident of Virginia 10th Congressional District, an area with many federal workers, by addressing the high cost of living and the need for a robust economy. In an interview with PTI, Subramanyam stressed the importance of protecting local federal workers while fostering business growth. He believes that a strong economy is essential, particularly in the suburbs of Washington, D.C., where the rising cost of living are a concern. He expressed confidence in winning the election, asserting, "We feel very confident that we can win this election as long as everyone comes out and votes." If elected, Subramanyam would make history as the first Indian American from the East Coast and Southern US to serve in the Congress, joining the exciting Samosa caucus of Indian Americans, which includes notable figures like Amy Bera and Pramila Jayapal. Subramanyam is particularly passionate about immigration issues, advocating for secure border while also addressing the lengthy wait times for H-1B visa holders seeking green cards. He criticized the outdated immigration system, particularly the country quotas. This proportionally affect skilled immigrants from India. He stated, "We have a very antiquated system with country quotas. Countries like India have so much talent that can be a big part of our economic future." He mentioned a comprehensive immigration reform and legal pathways for immigrants already in the US. Reflecting on his roots, Subramanyam shared that his parents immigrants to the US through Dulles Airport in the late 1970s, hoping to build a better life. This personal history fuels his commitment to service and education and his desire to connect with his Indian heritage. He advocates for strengthening the US-India relationship, highlighting the importance of democracy and strategic partnership, particularly in defense and technology transfer. As he campaigns for Congress, Subramanyam represents a voice for immigrant communities and embodies the values of diversity and inclusion vital to the American identity. His promise of immigration reform resonates with many voters who seek a fair and human system. As the election nears, his vision for immigration reform will significantly impact both his campaign and the national conversation surrounding immigration policy in America.